All right, let's turn it up. Let's get nasty, y'all. Let's get nasty, y'all. Schwiggity, schwaggity, y'all. Previously on Kimba TV. Five, four, three, two, one. Get nasty. The world's on fire. Oh, Bugatti money? Oh, Bugatti money? Is it Bugatti money? This has got to be goddamn testnet. This is something goddamn testnet. Let's get it, Bugatti! Here we go now. How we doing, y'all? What the fuck? Hey, today's daily close is gonna be interesting. What is DOT looking like real quick? Hey, get nasty, Pixel. The juice is the juice. The juice is the juice. How we doing? Rusta says, let's close this above 59. It's going to get real interesting today because it's looking pixel perfect to a failed auction. Rusta says, did you get out of your longs or still in? Still in. And I remember the 80 Bitcoin that I wanted to add. I am pretty much full now. So, yeah, I think I have maybe like 190 Bitcoin now. Yeah, still have the Biddy, still have the ETH. Liga says, what exactly is a failed auction? Remember, you can always go back to all the highlights that we've done. We've talked about a failed auction probably at least once a day. So if you're not, try to get caught up from the 15th, and if you listen to all of this, you'll know exactly what I'm doing. A failed auction is one type of structural edge. Okay, so ideally the most bullish would have been if we had a swing fail pattern and if we had gotten the daily close above 59 again. The second most bullish thing or a structural edge would be a failed auction. Okay, the third most bullish would have been a 3 drives pattern, and then the fourth most bullish would have been a Kimba crown. Okay, so make sure you look up failed auction in trading. Failed auction. Spotted at failed, understanding failed auction, failed auction. Okay? But this is pretty, like when you go and study failed auction, it's literally going to show you this. It sets the high and the low. The high is usually the resistance. It doesn't break a lower low. And so if it does this, then we're going to get a pretty nice full rotation. All right, Liga, but make sure you nerd out. Swap Base says, I'm not seeing the failed auction. Can you draw it? There you go. Joker, you good? Calling a noob, you good? Any questions? Swapbeezy says, I closed my long at 59K and re-entered just now at daily open. Nice. I have all of my shit still open. And I added like another another 60 to crack in and another 20 to blowfin. So like the 80 that I wanted is pretty much all in now. I know we left bad lows behind before, but I was hoping we could grab those ones. It's still possible, devil in a can, you know. So I don't know if it's going to grab that or not, but I know that these are bad and they're weak. You know what I mean? And no one can argue with that. But whether it leaves them behind or not, well, historically speaking, they do like to leave bad lows behind, right? So you know it's a possibility. Devil in a Can says, is it wrong to only enter long after 59K reclaim? No, not at all. Not at all, Devil in a Can. But here's a couple of questions that I would have for you. If you do take this, where's your stop loss? Right here? So how much is that? That's a 700 deviation. Okay? If you were thinking about longing that, I would have much rather gone like this, and I would have preferred to go Kimba long with a stop loss there. Hence why you heard me live filling yesterday around here. I rather risk it here to know that my stop loss is here than to try to figure out what my stop loss would be on an entry here. And I could even make the argument that this stop loss is cheaper. So yeah, that would be. And the other thing too on I don't know if you've ever played like a failed auction before, but a lot of times it'll bait. So do you remember when I said it could swing fail right there? It could swing. I bet it's going to do some shit like this, make it look like a swing failed and then pop. And it's going to try to trap. Okay, so remember, I don't know if this is your first time trading a failed auction or if this is your 1 millionth time like me, but
one thing my he said, what did he say? He just told us to be prepared.
Schwiggity? Isn't it high risk long considering bad low? Not if you are waiting for a failed auction. So here's the thing. It depends on if you're completely neutral or not. How long have I been waiting to long this? So y'all know that ever since here, I've been talking about this. So I might be more subconsciously more bullish than you. Okay? I'm not going to be able to convince your subconscious to be bullish like me. Alrighty? So you have to have your own organic sort of interpretation on how you want to play this. But yeah, if you're gonna tell me, hey man, those were bad lows, isn't that kind of high risk? You're probably more bearish than I am subconsciously. Okay? But I've been talking about this for a very, very long time. And so if the swing failure pattern didn't play out, if swing failure pattern is number one, and then failed auction is number two, I'm going to stick to my plan. And my plan is, okay, it didn't swing fail. It might do a failed auction. Let me go ahead and take all of these longs. Alrighty. And if I get stopped out, my plan will be to get stopped out. And if it is a failed auction, I'll get back in. Okay. So yeah, I don't know how, what your subconscious is telling you. You know what I mean? Some of you guys are going to get stopped out in profit, where I'm going to continue to be okay with going a little bit in red and add. Alrighty? That's the difference. Schwiggity, schwaggity, schwaggity, schwiggity. So we juicing, baby. Testnet. Robinacci, did you mean to put cross mode on for ETH? No. But on default, TapBit is always on cross, and so I forgot to change it. But yeah, I didn't mean to do cross on ETH. Unforgiven says, I prefer sidelining. No worries, but you see how I'm literally doing everything that I planned for? Identify level, wait for an edge. What did it swing fail? No. Okay, what's the next edge? Failed auction. Okay, cool. All right, my plan is that it's, even though if it's a bad low, I know that we've left bad lows before. I've gotten left behind on shit like this, waiting for that, so I'm not gonna wait for that. You guys heard me get live filled on the 75786 Pupinks. Okay, whether it was the TPO retest that we played yesterday, whatever it is, you know, we juicing. All right, for 2 years we waited for ETH BTC to do its thing. ETH finally swept, and we got the damn thing. Schwiggity schwaggity. We juicing. Quit playing with me. Vibe out. Math is the math. Quit playing with me. You either know what you're doing or you don't. Latuche, motherfucker. Juice. 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 Math. 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 Yeah. 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 Schwiggity. Schwiggity. How y'all doing? We juicing. The math is the math, y'all. Let's see what we get. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, you know what's crazy? Did we not spend all last night while we were playing Warzone talking about how you could play a swing failure pattern short here? So if you're hella bearish, one, you don't need to ask me, hey, Kimba, are you going to take a head short here? If it gives me an edge, yes. Okay, Kimba, what's the edge? Exclamation rewind, exclamation YouTube, get nasty. Isn't it crazy that we spent about 4 hours yesterday planning on how you could play a head short here? Quit playing with me. Volatility says, what if they front run this high and nuke? Crazy how many different possibilities there are today. Yeah, but it's remembering the probabilities though. Is this the first time that you're watching a failed auction? If not, then what is the probability they front run that bad high? And if they do, are you simply going to be waiting for this? Remember, tippity, tap, tap is a thing for a reason. Alrighty? So it's not so much about just guessing every single thing that can happen, but also understanding the probabilities. So yeah, they could quote unquote front run, but don't be the guy that misses out on the long opportunity when it comes back down there, right? So it's all about probabilities and what you can remember from the past, right? Volatility. So if this is your first time trading a failed auction, remember to take notes. Okie dokie, but it's all about probabilities. So if it's a big value area low, it's usually not going to front run it. If it is going to front run it, all it's going to do is it's going to start making bad high, and it might be just be another creation of a tippity tap tap. Okay. So yes, it's definitely possible, but I would probably say something like this. First attempt breaking through, no. So could this curve before it sweeps that high? Sure. But you don't want to lose that trend line if you're a bull. A fake out is okay, but it has to tuck right back in. So I would probably say higher probability, maybe like 28%. like a slightly higher 32 that the first attempt doesn't work. And I would put this getting swept maybe around like 25%. And the rest would be all split up between all the other possibilities. Javoy says, sleepy time for me, 3 a.m. Waited for that sweep. Javoy, hey, real quick, before we get too carried away with the music. Finally, the single print got grabbed, ladies and gentlemen. How many of y'all were taking short attempts before the single print got grabbed? Got stopped out in tiny P, break even, but after seeing this, how many of y'all are thinking, you know what, maybe I'm going to just wait for the single print next time? Lord have mercy, right? There you go. So just kind of the next time that it leaves it behind, remember a bunch of you guys, especially the Lion Cubs, were like, well, what if it didn't grab it? Well, we told you what the higher probability thing was, and look what happened. So just something to keep in mind. The next time, it's going to do this a lot. It'll leave a single print behind. And so, you know, does it usually get swept? Yeah. There you go. Another one for the books. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? So now, one of the things that we talked about was in anticipation for, you know, structural edge. Whether you're on the 15-minute or the 30-minute or whatever, the 30-minute formed. This one, as long as it doesn't go above 59,444, close above 59,444, you have confirmation on the swing fail pattern. Okay, so some people might be trying to get in here, stop loss. Some people are already in, right? Some people are still going to wait to make sure that that gets broken, because it could just do that. It could be a swing fail of the bad lows. Yeah, so nothing has changed. Exclamation rewind, exclamation highlights. Any questions? Any questions? Hedge fund says you are break even. I'm up about like 600, like 570. I don't know. Yeah, were you here yesterday when we got filled live together? So, infamously, I got filled on Kraken starting 75786. So let's just call the Kraken like 57.1, 57.2. So I have like, I got to add it all up, but I think I have close to like 120, 130 Bitcoin long. Yeah, so I have about 120 from 57.1 on Kraken. I have 65 Bitcoin long from 57.333 on Tapbit, and 500 ETH on 2850 on Tapbit. I also have 1,000 ETH on Kraken, same entry, 2850. And then I have 2 accounts, 29 Bitcoin each. Same entries on MEXC, 57.7. So like 58 Bitcoin on MEXC, 65 on Tapbit, and then a little bit on the Kraken. And then Ethan, whatever. So you probably meant, do I have my stop loss at break even? Yes. Yeah, I mean, I'm actually taking profit. It would be, I'm going to hedge short if we lose the 59, right? But if it, like, I would be okay with that, and I'll probably close it out maybe here. or I might allow for tolerance here. It just kind of depends on what the open interest looks like when it hits that. All right, hedge fund. Any questions? Yeah, and then if you're curious about the long, you can always like whether it was on this day or it was all this week, we talked about how to play this. So just a quick refresher, the first thing that we said was we want to see a swing fail. If it doesn't do a swing fail, then we're okay with a failed auction. This is a pretty, like I've done that for the last 2 years. That's the thing that we've been driving on with .btc, for example, right? Remember on .btc, it didn't do a swing failure on this, and it actually did a bearish retest, and it lost it. And so there's that clip where I talk about golden pocket retracement, and then doing, this same thing. So if you start watching from the 15th, we talk about it quite extensively. You just witnessed a failed auction on 59. So what you would usually be looking for from a mathematical perspective, okay? I don't know if that is the bullish retest. It may come back one more time to really dive deep. Usually you want to break 59. You don't want to, I don't want to say you don't want to front run it, but you want to tap just a little bit into it and then immediately get bought back up and never see it again type of shit. So now that you failed auctioned here, you really want to try to see if you can turn this into support. Okay. Seriola. Grab and go type of thing. Yes, and you should always have like a hierarchy of a thought process, kind of like CSS. So for me, how long did I talk about, hey man, 59-60 zone is a possible short, Seriola? We weren't even here and I was already talking about, hey, 59.60 is a possible short, head short. Was I not talking about that when we were down here? Yes. So the levels were already identified, right? So I'm not against shorting up here. In fact, I've been talking about it for quite some time. For me, though, I didn't want to attempt anything, or I didn't think that the risk reward was good, especially because you're not supposed to get stopped out at the single print. And any short attempt you're going to front run before the single print, it has to be behind the single print, and you're starting to get into weird Fibonacci invalidations. So the risk reward wasn't worthy of taking an attempt. It finally grabbed the single print. So now let's see if there's any sort of bearishness. Like, did we actually swing fail that? Can we actually get 30-minute? Do we start to do this? You know what would be interesting is to break that and then you do the bearish retest. Okay. But ideally, you just had a failed auction, so this should turn into support. And this should, or what the higher probability thing is with the new data and the new price action, now will impact me moving my stop loss and profit even higher. Okay? Because I don't know about this. Okay, so I need to start thinking about, okay, that sweep I might allow, but anything lower than that, I might have to start closing some shit there. Okie dokie, Seriola. We'll see it live together, brother. But most importantly, I just want to know if the daily is above or below 59. Were you here in the morning when we talked about this? So you missed it? Damn. 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 Hands up if you were here in the morning and got to see me go, hey, it's going to do this, y'all. But it's not about what I said, brother. It's about being able to recall what we've seen many, many, many times together. I'm not predicting the future. All I know is we've seen this bullshit hundreds of times already together. So I'm just reminding y'all what we've seen together. Usually, whether you want to call it like an ascending triangle or tippity tap tap or failed auction, whatever you want to call it, when it's changing structure from like this, higher lows, you're going to have a little bit of because it's going to punish everybody that isn't patient enough to let the data come in. You know, the retail longers, the retail shorters, and I only really know about it because I've been caught up in this mess so many goddamn times. I've been the, ding dong that was like, oh, fuck yeah, long this bitch, long, fuck. Okay, all right. Kimba said that if we lose 59, it's game over, so I'm going to short. Bank. Yeah, I'm juicing a little bit. Fuck, what the fuck? Oh, wait. He said 59 retest. Big money, scared money don't make no money. Let me add right here. All right, and I'm going to put my stop loss on higher high, but that shit ain't going to happen. Math is the math. Fuck. Buds of Dank says, and there's that bump. Let's go. Not scared. That's it, Buds of Dank. That's awesome, brother, because it doesn't matter if you're scared, if you're desperate, if you need it to work, if you're sleeping, if you're staring at the charts. The math is going to math, and you should be proud of the fact that you put yourself in a situation where you protected your capital and you managed your risk, Buds of Dank. And if you get round tripped, if you get stopped out break even, I hope you really understand that I don't give a shit, brother. I'm super proud of the fact that you were able to manage risk. That's all that matters in this game. And one of these days, brother, that shit gonna work and you're gonna get your home run. I promise you. If you keep taking those shots, if you keep putting yourself in a good position and you keep protecting your money, you're gonna juice the fuck up on the ones that work. All right, but you got to be consistent because, you could have 9 perfect trades. The one time you start fucking around with your management, your risk management, you start moving your stop loss, you start adding to losing positions, you're done for. So it's not just about being excellent. It's the consistency of being excellent. So, alrighty, any questions before I dip, Buds of Dank? Levels to the upside. Again, 60,600 is your monthly open. Otherwise, you got Fibonacci levels, you got volume node, you got single prints that we've already printed out or talked about up there. And you've got levels to the downside. So you've got some interesting bad lows, sweep levels, value area ranges, and the ultimate 56.5 sweep. I hope I wake up tomorrow and it's doing some awesome shit. Yeah, I need to make sure I don't piss away too much on this, right? And get too carried away about that $6 million target. So juicy, fruity. 377 Bitcoin, 400 Bitcoin at 60,000. Single prints? Oh my God. The thing is, ladies and gentlemen, there's so many layers to that. The joke itself, Sato getting liquidated, getting stopped out at the single prints. The joke itself is hilarious. But to me, it is so sick. It's almost like it's our own inside joke. And that, oh my God, y'all. It's like our own little inside joke, you know? Yeah, how fucking goofy would it be? And like, let's be real. Remember our retail days when we would like try to short here and then like try to put our stop loss like right here on some higher high bullshit, only to get this happen to us and be like, oh, manipulation. Oh, man, fuck this shit. Know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. At least I know what I've done that before. I've done that a gazillion motherfucking times. Yeah, so anyways, stay focused, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just vibe out with y'all for maybe one or two more Latuches. Yeah, you can see the numbers. Yeah, so I think this is perfect. All right, y'all, stay safe, man. Stay safe, okay? You guys are the Gucciest of the juiciest, man. All right. Have a great night, y'all. Peace, everybody.